Okay, folks, we'll go ahead and get a start on it. This is the Cyber Patriot Online Coaches Meeting and Mentors Meeting for May 12, 2015. This is Frank Zaborowski, Senior Director of Operations for Cyber Patriot. If you can hear me, if you would type in OK in the chat box, we can go ahead and begin. Okay. Well, sounds like we can begin. These are the meeting highlights for today. First thing is registration. If you register your teams by July 1st, get 20% discount. Our registration fees. First thing you have to do, though, is create a volunteer account. If you're a returning coach, good news is you don't need to create a new volunteer account. You just log into your existing account, submit your team applications for Cyber Patriot 8. And the deadline is October 9th. Leslie, you have something?
Yes, this is Leslie. I just want to remind everyone that the registration fee structure has changed significantly from last season, so please pay close attention to the instructions on the Register tab of our website. We are no longer offering one-for-one fee waivers for all service division and open division teams at the same school. We've reduced fees across the board. The only fee waiver exemptions we're accepting requests for are for all girls teams this year and Title I schools or schools that can demonstrate need.
Thanks. Do you want to cover this?
So if you're new to the program, and I don't see too many new names in the chat box, I'm just going to gloss through this. But basically, when you submit your volunteer account form, if you are creating a new account with us, you'll be able to log in and access the dashboard, which is where you'll do the entire registration process. So if you are registering as a coach, you just use the Create Team button on your dashboard to submit a team application for each team that you want to coach, and you're allowed to coach up to 5. And each of those teams will need to be independently verified. So on that application form, there's a selection for verifier information. That's where you put contact information for a principal, an assistant principal, a commander, or a squadron deputy commander. We won't accept any teachers, or you certainly can't verify yourself. So just make sure you're putting the correct contact information there. Once you're verified by that verification official, our office will review your information and approve or decline the application based on what you've provided. There's the full process. Again, I'm not going to go through this because I don't see too many new names, but this information will be posted when we post the slides. It's also provided in the volunteer or the team registration instructions, which again are linked to in all those confirmation emails you receive through our website and on the Register tab of our website. There's also screenshots in those instructions. If you have questions, just give us a call. But those instructions are pretty thorough. Next slide. And then if you need to resend the verification email, you can do that. You can verify that you've put in the right email address for your principal or assistant principal and then resend it if you need to. For the purpose of the exhibition round, the only thing that you need to do to be eligible for those this summer is to have submitted the application form. You don't need to be verified yet, and your application doesn't need to be approved by us. You also don't need to add students until November 6th. That's the deadline for rosters to be finalized. November 6th is also the deadline for the registration fee to be submitted or for you to have requested and received a fee waiver from our office. And this is, again, just the information on how to request a fee waiver through the site. Really nothing has changed from last season on the website, so you should recognize some of this. But from that options button, once your team is approved, only after it's approved, if you click the options button, you'll see these options to register your competitors and request a fee waiver or pay by credit card. And then once you're ready to link your mentors to your team, if you have mentors, these are the instructions to do that. That Find Mentor button on your dashboard brings up a list of all the mentors that have registered through our site and who have completed the background check and have indicated they're willing to work with additional teams. So you can filter it by state. It's sorted by city this year. And then you can contact mentors who you've never been in touch with before through the site and only ever invite a mentor that you've already been in touch with. That's the invitation to formally link to your team. So before you invite anyone to your team, please make sure that you actually know who they are and you come to an agreement about training your team. That's all I have.
Thanks, Leslie. Okay, folks, competition operations side, Cyber Patriot 8 schedules in front of you. And we've had it published in several places to include the website. So please go ahead and make arrangements now for the next year. As you can see, all teams can compete in rounds 1, 2, and the state round. Sometimes we get requests for teams to be able to compete in the state round when teams can, no matter how they did in rounds 1 or 2. We're coming up on Exhibition Round 2 today. Go ahead and participate if you're a registered coach. If you're not, go ahead and register, and your competitors do not have to be registered for them to compete, because this is for orientation, recruiting, and practice. Also, don't host images in the cloud or use vSphere, because what happens is it uses an undue amount of licenses, and when that happens, we run into issues where other people can't get in the exhibition round. The exhibition round will be supported from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Adobe Connect, so please contact us as needed when you compete, but we won't be there after 5 p.m. The training video is up. You should be able to see it when you go to the YouTube site and put inside Patriot AFA. It looks a little bit different than you see in the screen capture here. What you'll see is a theme that looks like a desert or a mesa type of thing. But it'll take you everywhere from downloading, comparing checksums, unzipping the image, even how to fix a simple vulnerability. Okay, that's it. We'll open up to questions and answers for anyone who may have some. We'll see how many you have, and if we start going stale here, then we'll go ahead and shut it down for the day.
And this is Ryan in the Cyber Patriot office. Just one note, and this will kind of be our last meeting like this for a while. Our plan is to rest this summer to get some announcements or more information to coaches and mentors in our announcement emails, and then open up a session of just questions and answers, no presentations going forward, where coaches can come on and log on for a while, get any questions answered immediately if they'd like them. But we'll have more information on that next month or beyond that.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Okay, so we'll leave it open for a few minutes here, see if you have any questions. We have the staff here to provide the answers if you have them. A question from Willis. Would be able to extend the dates for using the image? No. This summer we are jam-packed with cyber camps and other things going on, and we had to just use the 10 days that we had the exhibition round to keep the image open. So sorry about that, but right now we just don't have the time to keep it open any longer. What I recommend is take a look at the schedule for the other exhibition rounds, and maybe you'll be able to plan around June, July, August. As always, I'd like to thank all the coaches and mentors out there for working with your teams. We know that some of you were voluntold to do it. Some of you we were told that, or some of you told us that you do it because you're pretty dedicated to the students and helping them with their futures. And whatever the reason, we know it takes a lot of your time, and we sure appreciate it. Okay, I had a question there. I'm new, and I'd like to know how often teams usually meet in the season. Well, basically, we're talking about some teams 2 hours a week. We found between 2 and 5 hours a week is that most teams meet. That 2 hours can be a weekend session, a one-day session, but it's between low end 2, high end 5. There's some teams that meet 10 hours, but that's very unusual. But between 2 and 5 is what we find per week. Next is how do virtual mentors work with teams? Do they only train at certain times or lessons recorded? That's for you to work out with your coach that you're supporting. The lessons that we have are, for right now, PowerPoint slides have been put into PDF files. However, we're going to come up with some videos for you to use later on in the summer. But as far as the virtual mentor goes, we really appreciate what you're doing because sometimes the time zones don't work out. But that's an agreement between you and the coach as to how much you want to support the team. Next, if there are going to be any more regular coaches meetings, and you want to communicate with coaches, it'll be difficult for mentors to follow any changes unless you include them in the announcements. For the coach is the center of the team. The reason why we want the coach to be the center of the team is because there's no ambiguity as to who that one person is who's responsible for the team. On the mentor side of it, just check with the coach. Go ahead and get the announcements from him. And with that said, what we'd also like to do is include you in on any of these meetings that we have. So these meetings will be different, so they're not going away. It's just not going to be a one-time shot where we put up slides and answer questions. It'll be over a period of time, so it'll be during the daytime. Okay, our team meets once a week, but if you can meet for extended days, 3 to 4 hours, that's the best option. Yep. So, like I said, 3 to 5 hours is about the time that coaches and mentors spend with the team. I think I missed a question earlier. Okay, next is it necessary to re-download the images for each exhibition round if you loaded or downloaded for round 1? Yes, you will have to re-download. The images are made inoperable after a certain time, but just go ahead, download them. You have the 10 days to do it, and work with your teams. If you have any issues, just give us a holler. There's no way we can extend the length of time that the image is open because they've been preset to be inoperable after a certain time. If you want some tips on coaching a team or mentoring a team, if you're registered, if you go to the dashboard, you'll see training materials on the right-hand side. If you go to Module 9 in the training materials, and this is the dashboard, this isn't on the website where the archive materials are, you'll find some tips from our coaches and mentors of the year, where some of the things that made them successful, and it may be helpful too. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes, and if you don't see anything, then we'll go ahead and shut down for the day. Okay, for you new coaches out there and new mentors, if you have any questions, by all means, give us a call here at the program office. It's 877-885-5716. It's on our website, or send us an email at cpoc@usipatriot.org for technical information or training information. For any other information, just use the info@usipatriot.org. But we're here to help. There's 7 of us in the office. All of us take phone calls. We pretty much know what everybody else is doing in the office. If we don't have the answer, we'll be getting back to you on it. So I'll give you a couple more seconds here, and we'll call it a wrap. Okay, folks. Well, thank you very much for participating today, and we'll see you again next month. Take care.